Thank you for tuning in to the Bud & Roach Show.
So we're recording? We are recording.
Yeah, man. Johnny G's gonna.
Let's open up the interview with the toast.
Yes. Good times. Our first three.
And everyone watching at home.
Johnny G's our first three for here at the Bud & Roach fam.
And watch it.
Interview.
Yes.
Live.
Yes.
And now with the video series.
Wait, no, live 3 times, right?
You've played live.
He played the live premiere
live
at
premiere.
Gizzy's. He played live again right when it was the night when me, you, and Alex Byrne played.
Yes. Yes.
And he just played last week.
Yes.
Johnny G.
Getting votes right now. You better check your tickets.
Putting in work.
We're like at like 30. We're climbing. We're at like 12% yesterday. 12% votes, and the leader was at like 82, and now we're at like 28, 30, 32 or something like that. We're climbing. We're gonna
Climbing the charts.
On a fill-in. You know what I mean?
You know, I can't say who I voted for, but
You can't reveal the ballot. Can't show him the ballot.
It's classic. It's a classic move. So this isn't going to be a typical interview. It's just like our interviews are usually just conversations. So,
Yeah, just I mean, plenty of conversations with this man here, bro.
Look at it. He caved. He caved.
You just want to know.
And he bought the empanada.
Like, I gotta know, man. You feel lucky, punk? Do you?
All right, so
I gotta know, man.
One of the ground rules is you can't talk unless there's a mic in front of you. Because if you talk, the mic's not picking it up. So with that being said, introduce yourself and just tell the viewers, because we got to stop saying listeners.
Yeah.
This is our video premiere. Tell the viewers what got you started with music. Like, what the fuck?
Okay. What got me started with music originally was singing. I started singing songs since as early as I can remember. I think I used to watch commercials when I was a kid on TV and just sing those. I remember a lot of different like jingles from like
J-E-O-O-O, it's alive.
What is that?
You don't remember the Jello commercial? J-E-O-O-O,
I didn't
it's
hear
alive.
I didn't hear J-E-L-O.
You don't remember that? Come on, B.
But and then I started singing a lot of like not boy bands like I think they said before Boys to Men, like All for One, like Shy. I remember Shy was yeah, I was singing
Which
Shy.
What's your famous Shy song? Do I know Shy?
The very first time that I saw your round eyes, your lips said hello, and I said hi. I knew right there you were the one.
Yeah,
But I was caught up.
Is that the and if
Bye, hello. Watch what happens when that song comes on May 3rd. The lady is afraid.
it's early morning drinking
I
here.
was a child back then.
He could hit yeah, easily.
Yes. Now we don't write that one in. We don't write that note up in a motherfucker.
Cross.
Oh, I'm sorry, we can't do that.
Huh? This is uncensored. What are you talking?
Come on, man. We're never censored.
I crossed out the note from your musical vocabulary.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, I started with that stuff. I was actually had a rap group called Tic Tac Toe when I was in 7th grade.
You were in a rap group.
Yes. I was very much into hip hop. I was into that whole the 90s craze. I loved Third Base. Remember Third Base coming out? It was MC Search.
I do remember that.
Remember that track? I remember I was big into Wu-Tang. I was really into Tribe Called Quest. I thought that the live elements were amazing. And then, like mid-90s, I was very much into Eminem as well. But at that point in time, I was singing in choir in school, like basically to get a good grade. You know, I basically aced. That was one of the only classes I aced was like music and English. You know, so it actually works out that I'm a songwriter. But that's basically where I started. I didn't pick up the guitar until I was about 18, 19. When I picked up the guitar and started playing songs basically by ear, listening to some Dave tracks, some Sublime tracks. I love Sublime when he first came out.
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm a musician as well, so there's always it's a roller coaster ride, especially from when you're going from playing in your bedroom, no pun intended, to playing on a stage. So tell me what led, or what was going through your mind when you finally was sitting in your room and you said, all right, now I got to take this and do it in public.
Basically, what got me to play out in front of people was basically, I guess my friends, you know, they really gave me a lot of confidence. They not only gave me confidence, they really showed me that what I was putting out there had substance, had some realism to it, and that people should hear it. And it was actually one of my best friends, Tom, who made me do my first open mic, and he put me down. And shout out to T-Mac, baby.
Yeah, man.
And the family. He's got a beautiful wife and kid. The kids, baby Jack, and it's beautiful.
Shout out to Jack.
That's it.
Baby
man.
Jack.
But he actually was supposed to play bongo. I told you the story. He was supposed to play bongos that day, and he got nervous, and I ended up playing solo. But it really, without the confidence that my friends gave me as to what I was actually doing, I don't think I would have ever done it, because I really wasn't getting that kind of feedback from anywhere else. So they really gave me a lot of confidence in that. And luckily too, I was successful early. You know, I think that if I would have got bad responses, I might have, you know, thought it wasn't for me or something. But I initially got good responses and continued on. So, you know, I felt that I was doing at least the right thing for everybody. You know.
What do you think?
Yeah,
of that?
man. I mean, it's really, I mean, I'm not a musician, but it helps to, I mean, anything you do with me, I mean, it was a friend,
You're
it was
a
you.
stand-up comic,
Yeah,
so
yeah, with him, he's the one who got me to go out to my first open mic, and since, I mean, that first day on stage, I was hooked to the laughs. I've been going back out since, but once you get hooked to it, man, and the best thing is to know when you're doing it that there's people out there telling you that you're doing it and it has substance, because you know you're getting that ovation, you're getting those claps, you're getting those laughs. Right. For you guys, it's the claps and the ovations. For me, it's the chuckles and the laughs. Right. So I mean, it's the same feeling, just on a different way. So I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I mean, really, if I would have went out and failed that first time, I'm not sure how I'd have felt doing it again. But I told him the best thing that happened to me was I was so hooked and wired. After the first time I went out, I went to go out the next day to do it again, but I went to a different place and I bombed. Like, I was terrible, and I felt like that was even better feeling.
It's better to bomb after the first time. Because if you bomb the first time, you're going to go home, cry about it, and think of a different career choice, which is what most people do. But, you know, just like every comic, every musician, everybody has that one show that they played that's always going to stick out amongst the rest. So what stage was that for you?
What was that one show, huh? I would say there's a couple shows. I can't nail it down to one.
So let's hear a few.
All right. I had my first show that I ever played was my actual.
You see, that's what happens.
And we're gonna figure this out. You guys are watching Trial and Error live.
Still gonna come down? We're gonna take a quick 2-minute break. Keep it recording. We'll pick it up. That lasted 40 seconds.
That break was a lot shorter.
I'm actually thinking about leaving that in the video. It was just like, I want you guys to see some behind the scenes shit. You know,
teamwork works.
Everybody just kind of put their minds together and said, tape it on top. So you were talking about your dream shows.
but the first show I ever played was at a local bar called the Harbor House, and it was basically it's still their record show. It was my first time ever playing out, and basically the entire town came out. It was wall to wall, and
Wait, are you talking about up by where you live in Nyack?
in Pyramid.
Oh no.
Right on the water. The bar. That bar had just been open for like a year or two. So like I knew the manager was he's one of my best friends, and he was the bartender that night, and it's still their record night. Like there was just slammed wall to wall, and like it was my. So I know. So family.
He just took a bite out of the empanada and it rocked his world.
He's good. iPhone's good. Everybody's good. That's it. Like,
The screen didn't shatter.
Oh man, but that was a nice feeling to get that much support in my own town. I would say that the show that I played in New Orleans with when it was like a singer-songwriter night, and I squeezed in last second, and inside of 15 minutes there was about like 50, 60 people walking off the streets, and they were crowded. It was like a campfire style, and I had one of the founders of Reverb Nation was down there, Lou Playa, and it was just a really nice scene, and everybody's really feeling it. And it was something that I needed because I was kind of falling off at that point as far as like believing in what I could do. So that was a really cool show. And also the most recent show, because my brother came down with you at the last week, and the one thing like my brother said was like, Johnny, you look different, man. Like, and he said that he really enjoyed the interaction that we had. Like amongst just the room, it was just like that kind of vibe. Those three shows I could very much say, as far as playing solo, were my favorite shows that I played. I could say that, with my band, the first show we played, I'll never forget that. And then the show we played in New Orleans, I popped a string, and we called up 10 different bands to get somebody to get a string down there. Yeah, and they hooked us up, and that was a great show. And besides that, man, I think that the best is yet to come. I really do. I really think that the best shows are on the way. I think that the best songs are on the way. I think that as far as an artist goes, I think that if your most recent thing is your favorite thing, then you're heading in the right direction. You know what I mean? And I think that's where that's what I'm most proud of myself at this point, is that the newest thing for me is always my favorite. And like it always makes me feel that motivation. Not even motivation, just that general itch, that bug to keep going, to keep like, like I woke up today.
That drive.
I woke up today and I'm hitting up people. I'm like, yo, check out Bud and Roach and vote for my ass. You guys gotta check these guys out. People like, hell yeah, Johnny, want me to post on your wall? I'm like, post it on your wall, post that shit. Like it's that most recent thing. If it keeps hitting you, then I think that I'm doing okay.
This is a question that. And if you don't mind me doing the leg fold for this one, I had to bring the leg up for this one. You were kind of with us since the beginning. You're one of the few people that we can say has been with us since the beginning. So let's kind of just stop talking about you selfish prick. And
way to cut off his interview about him.
It's just us here. Goddamn. And let's just kind of look back at when. Remember the day that you first heard about Bud and Roach, and then look at today. We kind of met up in front of. We also got to give a shout out to PineBox Rock Shop.
Yes, of course. Big shout out to PineBox Rock Shop.
And if you're watching this before May 3rd, 2013,
yes, May 3rd, 2013 is going down. If you're watching this after, we'll let you know the date if you click the next video, because there will be a second party in May. We're not announcing that date till after May 3rd. So, yeah.
If you're watching this like in 2016, you fucked up.
Yeah, if you're watching this in 2016,
it's just.
Where the fuck you been?
We're probably in Europe right now.
Get out the archive.
No, actually, one of us is probably. If this is 2016 and things are still going the way, one of us is in a CIA black site. No one knows where we are. They think we're still out trekking the woods.
Roach went out for a stove and never came back.
You got stoked?
It's like shit. So just look back and just kind of remember everything that you've done with us from the beginning till now, and just kind of tell the people so they have a clear understanding that it still hasn't really sunk in with me and Bud that we've only been doing this a year. Like, he told me this shit yesterday. He said we're light years ahead of people that have been doing this for 20 years. So, what is your feeling on Bud and Roach? And I'm gonna let you hold the mic for this.
All right. Actually, I could actually tell a story. I was on my way over to the PineBox where we at right now, and I started talking to some people on the train. They were coming down on the 2 train, about to transfer on the L. And they were looking at the map, so I said, where are you guys heading? And they said, we're getting off Bedford Ave. I said, oh, okay, well, I'm catching the L train too. I'm going over to Morgan, and they're like, oh, okay. And they said, what are you doing that for? I said, well, I got an interview, today. And they were like, the one girl was with this guy, you could tell. And the other girl was like, well, okay, she's kind of like looking at me. She's like, well, good luck with your interview. I was like, well, it's not that kind of fucking interview. I was like, actually, I'm going to meet with some friends, and I'm a musician, and they have a radio show, and they're gonna interview me. And she was like, really? What's the name of the show? I said, it's called the Bud and Roach Show. I was like, I said, I said, have you ever heard of them? She was like, no. I was like, well, a lot of people have. I was like, I actually broke it down. I said, I kind of was on like about 9 months ago, and since then they got like amazing like people coming on their show. Like I couldn't help it. I'm a '90s kid, yo. But you guys had fucking Stephen Urkel on your show. You had Jaleel White on your show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like, that just blows my mind.
That was a big one for all of us.
And like I told them, they're like, get out of here. I was like, yeah. I said, they got they're all about exposing, not, like, speaking the truth. You know what I mean? And not bullshitting people, and really, yeah, exposing what's being covered. But for me, the kind of person I am, I think that the dichotomies in society is what ruins society. I think that if people would drop their facades, I think a lot more would get accomplished, and I think that that's what you guys promote. And that's what I was talking about. I said, it's a very, it's a progressive show. Like I said if you hit up their page, you're gonna see a lot of cool links, like informative things, and you're gonna hear shows with artists that have something to say and that have a genuine voice. Like, I mean, like, every time I've come to play one of your shows or just come down to see one of the shows, like, the artists you guys have are like interactive. You know what I mean? They're trying. They're not just like idle. They're trying to get involved. You know what I mean? And you're involved with Reverb, and Reverb is always about getting involved. And shout out to Reverb.
Big shout out to Reverb.
And I just want to say, like, the people on the train was Jackie, not Jackie. It was Jessica, and it was Eric, and it was Carl, and they were very, very Kara, and they were very nice people, and they're gonna be checking out the show tonight, and they're gonna be,
yeah.
I know, they're gonna be voting.
Yeah, so a big shout out and thank you to Jessica, Eric, and Kara, you said?
Kara, yeah, absolutely.
And thank you, man, for selfless promotion for us, bro.
Absolutely, yo. Hey, one hand wash the other. It's just us here.
My brother.
You know what I mean? That's how we do it.
Just us here.
That's how we do it. And was it Carly? Carla? I think it was Carly. I think it was Carly. Let me get that shit right. I think it was Carly. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. But I think it was Carly, and she was from Santa Monica, and she was blonde, and she was very cute. And I'm sorry if I fucked up your name, but it's just us.
The key thing is you remembered enough to try.
Yes, but it was really, always pushing your word, and you guys doing great.
Wow, that's.
Keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, while we're here, we're gonna shout out to Ajax, a boy Billy Roo, and Sam. That's my band. Without them, we wouldn't be going either. You know what I'm saying? That's for real. They bring the boom, and and they keep me going. They keep my head straight, and I'm very happy with that. And that's it, man. You guys put on a great job.
I mean, it's really like it's great to look back at the fact that we've been doing this only a year and a week or so, and to have guys like there are people we've met through the show. Not only of course like guys like Mickey Grand and Nikki, but of course we have guys like Johnny G. We have Ren. Even you knew Christina
We've
before
made a
that.
lot of
but
friends.
A lot of friends and connections.
I could just say, Karina Garcia is a friend. Ren, she's a good friend. Alex Byrne is a friend. Of course, Johnny G over here. Like these
Christina
big men.
LaRocca.
But Christina LaRocca was a friend of mine for a long time.
Before
ago,
that,
so.
but even now, what you guys do with Live?
What we do with Live now is we provide a service that nobody else wants to provide. Like, it's not that's one of the biggest issues I still have with Live is the fact that it's in the city and I don't have a car. So I'm like walking around with this fucking briefcase filled with fucking equipment, heavy. My back is already all tore up and shit, and I'm just taking the train to go and broadcast live music. And before it was a competition, it was just a regular night, and I wasn't making money on that shit. I did a film festival for 2 years, and I didn't make money on that shit. You just build experience, and you build your name.
That's the breaking in period. You know what I mean? You got to be able to take your hits before you get going. But that's any industry. You know what I mean? People will tell you straight up and down like, well, if you were doing this, you'd be making more money. But you got to take your hits there too. You know what I mean? And either that, they're gonna cap you off shorter.
What upsets me the most is when people encourage people that are trying to pursue big dreams to not. When they say, bro, you gotta get back to reality, man. Do the 9 to 5, man. That's where it's at. Just looking at him like, what?
That has to be.
Talking about?
That is the thing that pisses me off the most is when they try to tell you, like you need a 9 to 5. Like you have to, you need to. Like you got to go back to school.
Dude, you're 22.
You only
and
went
you
to high
haven't
school?
started on your 401k. Just looking at 401k.
What does your portfolio look like?
like, what the fuck is wrong with people these days?
When people tell me that, you know what I tell them? What's your student debt look like, dick?
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. I mean, you guys know. My sister's going for her doctorate right now, and she's got a good job. But she's. The amount of debt that you accrue, with student loans and such is insane. In the end,
You basically graduate college with a bill the size of a mortgage.
yeah.
My
And
mom
then-
just finished paying off her student loans a few months ago.
Yeah, and the thing about that situation is that God forbid, you change your mind. God forbid you change your mind. Exactly. I mean that's
Quite often.
I think that's the biggest problem is changing your mind. Is that like you're young when you go to college. You're young when you graduate college. Like I remember my first day at school. They gave me a major. Like I was like I would like to teach English. They were like, we don't have that here, so you're gonna teach kids. Get in the class. I was like, all right, and I think that I try to tell people don't go to college unless you're gonna go to college for a reason. It's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna help you. I seen a lot of people waste their money, waste their time, and they could be doing something that they're better at, and
This is what annoys
Doing
me.
something they love.
This is what annoys me. All right, I got nothing against people that go to college. I went to college 3 times. I dropped out 3 times. I'm going to say this on video. My GPA is 0.7. That's why I'm in entertainment. They call me Roach for a reason.
My GPA, you want to know my GPA?
Your GPA.
You
That's
want to
how
know my
fucked up it
GPA?
is. It
My
starts at Z.
GPA is NA, non-applicable because I never went to college.
Yeah, but at least you never went. You still got a clean slate. That's like somebody that has no credit against somebody who has terrible credit.
yeah, you'd be doing better than me with credit.
Nah, man,
My
I can't
credit
get a credit
is
card for
shit.
shit, nigga. Nigga, It's good. It's better to have shit credit than no credit.
Listen, no, it's not. No, it's
My
not,
nigga.
because you could build your credit fast. These days,
My
you
nigga,
build
I
your credit
have
fast.
no credit whatsoever, son.
Look, even he's like, bro, you fucked up, and you on camera.
But I think it's great. But I think it's great. I don't have credit because what would really happen to a young nigga with credit? Like I've seen it. I've seen.
That's
I've
the
seen
whole
what
point.
happens.
Is that having no credit is okay. Having terrible credit. That's like, that's exactly, that's bankruptcy. There's a bunch of bullshit that happens when you get, listen. It started out when I was a kid. And for some reason, I never even watched Disney Channel. I never liked Disney. I didn't watch Disney movies. But I felt the need to get the Disney magazine when I was young.
Nah, my only.
I put it under my name. That shit went to collections before I was 13. I was in collection before I was 13.
Oh.
Listen,
Oh
it
man.
was like,
Wow.
and God forbid, you use some credit line or some shit at the Scholastic Book Fair at school,
What?
and then just
Do those
It
do
ju-
magazines?
it just
wait,
slips
do,
your mind.
Do unpaid magazine subscriptions really ruin your credit?
God damn it! I want my goosebumps.
Oh man.
I want my goosebumps now.
Snowboarding monthly. Snowboarding monthly.
Big shout out to R.L.
I owe
Stein.
them money.
My teacher was an alien.
R.L. Stein, bro. Goosebumps, son.
People
wonder
go
if
get
he's
the,
still-
they'll get the goosebumps. They'll read it, and then they'll try to return that shit. And then they'll be like, well, the pages are creased. You can't return this. Well, I ain't paying that credit. And then what happens? 2 years later, you go to apply for a credit card. You have terrible credit.
Yeah, I have.
can't get
yo.
it.
Nigga, if unpaid magazine subscriptions ruin your credit, I have terrible credit. That's what I'm gonna say.
Listen, that's
Shit.
credit. That's credit.
That's credit. I
If
have
you-
no.
if you- if
so
you-
I have terrible credit.
If you have magazines coming in your name, and you don't pay,
I had like, I'll say like, I can say like, I could count them on one hand how many I have. How many I had that I didn't pay. I can probably count on
think-
my hand.
you think the guy at the company doing the accounting is like, this guy, it's $11 past due. That $11, they're gonna carry that shit for the next 10 years.
Charge interest on
When
that
you try to
shit.
go buy a house, it says here you owe $11.
$11 at
No,
109%.
but we learned this shit at real
interest.
estate class. They'll pull up a bill of $1 if you didn't pay that $1.
You have to pay that $1. Like if you like the shit, like from, and it's crazy because with real estate, the tax shit, like you have to pay for your property before you have to pay the IRS. Like if somebody,
This
like if
whole-
they
this whole
foreclose on your
country's
shit,
rigged.
the bank gets money before the IRS does. Like
place
it's
is
crazy.
rigged.
The rules.
Rick, that's why
Like,
we
it's
got
ridiculous.
we just gotta make a lot of money and get the fuck out of here. That's the goal.
You said you were getting real estate shit. I'm gonna get on that. That was my plan from jump. Was make my nut, drop my nut in the real estate market, get the fuck out. That's it.
Did you say make your nut and drop your nut?
Drop my nut, right in the real estate market.
So he plans on having sex with the real estate market.
and having progressive growth afterwards.
Naturally, that
growth.
happens after you drop the
Yeah,
nut.
after you drop a nut, that's usually what
that's
happens.
What that happens.
That's
with
usually
the
how it
seeds.
goes according to
Seeds
biology.
usually grow.
So back to Johnny. I know we kind of got sidetracked, but I know you got a lot of things lined up. Tell us about them.
I guess we just got it through Reverb Nation. Thank you, Reverb. Reverb is really cool. They got us where we got accepted to play down at the NOTA Festival in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's like it's a music fest. It's for 3 days. We're fired up. I actually got some friends down there from up in Rockland and from up in Cortland. So we're gonna make it like a weekend party. We're gonna really have a
Sounds
ball.
like it's
down
gonna
there.
be a good time.
It's gonna be a blast, man. I'm really fired up. The band's coming down for that, so we're gonna try to road trip that. Make it a little bit more, instead of taking a flight down, take a van or something like that, rent something, get down there. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Also, when I did that show in New Orleans, that solo set, there was a guy from Sweden there, and he has his conference and / showcase in Sweden called Trigger. and that's the name of their company. And his kids actually love our first album with Can't Say No on it. Their favorite song is Can't Say No.
Yeah.
So he's got his little kid saying Can't Say No. And so he hit me up after Christmas, and he wants us to come out there for that in July as well.
Wow.
And right now I'm pushing to get votes so I can get on this finale, baby. I'm trying to get in the final for this. So we're gonna have some other shows lined up. You know, check us out on Reverb. Check us out on Facebook. And, you know, we'll be playing out a lot. I'm down in the city now, so it's going to be rocking and rolling. We got some connections in New Orleans that I may or may not exercise. We'll see what happens. And, you know, just going from there. Just trying to rock and roll, baby.
Literally.
Sounds like there's big things in the works.
There's always big things in the works when you fuck with Bud and Roach. So with that being said, just tell them where they can find your music one more time.
Absolutely. You go to Reverb Nation / Just Us Here. You go to Facebook.com / Just Us Here. You go to Facebook.com, hit up Johnny Gerosimo, and you know we'll be friends and chat it up. We're all family when it's just us here.
Get it.
Next month we're gonna be up. We'll have our own website, and that'll be justusheremusic.com, and that's gonna be affiliated with the Reverb Nation page. And we're also on Twitter. And we're on SoundCloud. We're all over the place. Hit us up. Find us. .. Just us here. .. And you'll find us. But on Roach Show, yeah.
He said it. And with that being said,
It's a great interview.
it's another fine fucking interview. And if once again, if you're listening to this before May 3rd, then get your ass down here
Yes.
May 3rd.
May 3rd, PineBox
Rock
It is
Shop.
going down. And if you
12
listen to this
Grand
after
Street.
May 3rd, listen to the next one, you'll get the next date.
Carly, Jessica, Eric. I got that shit.
He got it. And with that being said, back to you. Even though we're taking it back to ourselves.
And you should have one of those little cutaways like, back to you in the studio.
We gotta
It's
come
like
up with a
the
good
boom.
closing. Back to you in the studio.
And then you have us standing here behind, like, yeah.